Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to another brand new episode. Today's features Jesus Christ Supercar. Had a whole lot of fun hanging with these guys again, talking about some brand new music and their big release party happening December 17th at Old Rock House, and their vinyl release and all this stuff. So you're going to hear all about it on today's episode. I do want to remind you, as always, Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Friendship Brewing Company in Wentzville, Missouri, serving up all your craft beer needs. Over 25 rotating taps out there. You can come out and still got time to try out some of their holiday beers out there. They've got, you can try a flight, or I think they got 4-pack sampler cans, like with pumpkin pie and pecan pie. And I don't know, they sound interesting. So come on out and try those at Friendship Brewing Company. Of course, you can always get your food out there. You got some burgers and nachos and flatbread, pizzas, pretzels, all kinds of tasty eats, and some great live music. On Thursdays they've been doing the Singo Bingo out there. So on Thursday, December 15th, Singo Bingo Golden Oldies. And on Friday, December 16th, Denver Wade Trent. And Saturday, December 17th, Matt Waltershed. And mark the calendar for December 20th is their Ugly Sweater Party. So if you want to come out and be a part of that, that will be a good night to come celebrate. Put on your ugliest sweater and you maybe take home a prize. You can find it all at friendshipbrewingcompany.com. Be sure to follow along with them on Facebook and Instagram, and tell them Shane sent you. And if you live in the Hannibal area, great news. Friendship Brewing Company is coming to you, opening up a brand new location in Hannibal, Missouri. So be sure to tell your friends. And more details coming soon. I'll be sure to let you know when as soon as I know. Again, friendshipbrewingcompany.com. If you need anything else from me, you can always find me at rockpaperpodcast.com. Hit me up on the socials. Email me at rockpaperpodcast@gmail.com. And with that out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode with Jesus Christ Supercar.
The podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This winter, come on, you dingus. Listen to the Rock Paper Podcast with Jesus Christ Supercar.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Or recording.
Don't say goodbye. We'll tell you why. If oblivion is soon to find, and you don't want to divvy out your slice of the pie, then it's one for the money and one for oblivion.
Yeah.
Nice work, Tom.
Nice work, Tom.
Thanks, fellas.
Good work, bud.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out with returning guest, Jesus Christ Supercar.
Yo.
Welcome back, guys.
Well, thanks for having us.
This is exciting. We got a big old show, some new tunes. Got a whole lot to catch up on.
There's much to discuss.
It has been quite a minute.
Yeah, like what, a year?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, almost exactly.
Almost exactly. That's wild to think about.
But now we get to be on here a third time.
Yeah,
And so we are very excited for this.
third timer club.
Oh yeah. What's the most anyone has appeared on this podcast? How many times?
I don't know. I'd have to go do some homework, some research.
I thought, wasn't there a point where it was discussed that it's at least possible that our very own Christopher Bachman has been
It's
on
been
the
a number of
podcast
times.
Yeah,
numerous times. What was your final count?
It's been like at least 7 at this point. Because a few with the Fade, a few with Orphans, 3 here with Supercar now. Hillary Fitz a few times. Toe Fire Tribe, I think I was with at one point. So it's been quite a few.
you got quite the extensive resume.
Indeed.
Yes.
I put it on my resume.
We will strongly consider you for the job.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's discuss salary.
We'll have our people talk to your people.
You have my information.
I at least know how to get a hold of you. Yes.
Good. You do know where I sleep.
Well, for now, it looks like you're pretty cozied up in the racing chair.
I am. I'm in the
looks like you could
Thrustmaster
fall
race
asleep
car
there.
chair.
Thrustmaster.
That's what it says on here.
Yeah.
For race car setup, I've got my gas, throttle, my clutch. That's all. I'm good to go. I'm good to take off.
I do have to admit this is the first podcast recording in the Thrustmaster for the show. So
It's an honor.
I am so happy and honored to hear that as well.
Yeah.
It's just it's a wonderful transgression. A gift that I could not have imagined what we would have at the start of this podcast.
yeah, I mean, you do 1,000 of these, you think like
There'd be at least one thrust.
I think you'd seen it all.
Yeah, and then nope, always surprises. So
around every turn.
Yep. But yeah, no, it's I think as far as like some of the repeat guest, I know Drew Lance was way up there for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I could see that.
Good
absolutely.
man. Good man
Yeah.
right there.
He was playing
Understandable to want to collaborate with Drew Lance.
Yeah. So, but he actually hasn't been on in a little while. We haven't. So it's probably due for.
He's been playing with the Hamiltons recently.
Yeah.
That's always fun because then they have the double percussion going on, and then he'll sing some songs as well. It's a good mix with their outfit of jamming. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
fun to see.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. But
I think they've had more gigs over at Oyster Bar as of late, so worth checking out.
yeah, definitely have to do that. But it'd be fun to see you guys live. I haven't seen this show in a while, so it'd be. We got a big one coming up on December 17th.
Sure does. Yep.
So let's talk about this
Saturday
night.
show.
You definitely, actually, Shane, you should make it a point to be at this one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because you're not gonna want to miss it, right? So
We got some great other bands on the bill. We have Blinded by Stereo, which has a newest member as of late.
Which is me.
You may have heard of him. He goes by Colin McCabe.
yes,
Colin will not be speaking during the Blinded by Stereo set. It's not normally that he does, but we've made it clear.
yeah, I have to save my voice. And I definitely.
It's
yeah.
really just so we can go hard in the paint later on.
Yeah. The Thrustmaster will definitely be there.
It has to be.
Whoa. We're bringing the racing wheel. This was not previously discussed or negotiated.
No, yeah. So
We're gonna have to
It's in
modify the terms of my contractual
It's in
agreement.
our rider.
Yeah.
Old Rockhouse is providing one for us.
Our writer. Good Lord.
But yeah, Blinded by Stereo is going to be a great time, great energy, great dudes too.
Yeah, they're very cool.
And then
I love having joined that band. It's a very fun time.
Great guys. And then Cave Radio's playing as well. It's going to be an amazing set too. We just saw them at Off Broadway maybe a month or so ago. It was a great set too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. Great bands, great people.
This would probably be a good time to mention as well that our live setup has undergone some very significant alterations.
Before we do that, should we say what the point of the show is?
Oh yeah, we should absolutely. Let's get to the point and roll another joint.
This?
Go ahead, Colin.
No, yeah, I mean we've been working on. It's been a real goal of ours for. I mean, really, I think since we started this band to get on vinyl, on wax, and so we finally accomplished that. So we're putting out a vinyl single at the end of the year here on December 17th at Old Rock House. And we're just really excited about it. It's 2 songs. A-side is called What Time? That came out about a week ago. And it is streaming everywhere. The B-side is called Radar, and it's that'll be streaming on December 16th, the day before the show. But it's just a really exciting time for us. I don't think any of us has ever been on vinyl before.
It's certainly my first time ever being on any type of wax.
And it's just been the whole point when we went down and put these 2 songs to, I always want to say to tape. We don't record to tape because it's exorbitantly expensive. But but when we go put these songs down, the plan was always to put them on a vinyl 7-inch. And yeah, so we got those in. It's great. They're on crystal clear vinyl. It's beautiful.
They look fantastic.
And
they really
so
do.
we just really want to celebrate this accomplishment with all of our friends and all of our fans and everyone that is so cool in St. Louis that also perhaps buys vinyl records. Because I think there's a good cross section, of people who listen to Jesus Christ Supercar, who would be like, I would listen to Jesus Christ Supercar more if they were on vinyl, and now they have no excuse, So
That's it.
Yeah.
The well of excuses has run empty and dry.
All right. Well, take me back to that day when that box of vinyl shows up. Excuse me. This is the anticipation. You guys recorded it. You have never been on vinyl before, and then we finally get to see that Jesus Christ Supercar on the logo.
So it gets delivered to my house, and we had spent so much time getting the labels together and all of this stuff, and we didn't super know what to expect. So it gets delivered to my house on a Sunday or a Monday, I can't remember, but either way, I text the guys and I'm like, no, it was
a Monday.
Yeah.
Either
whenever it got delivered, it sat unopened at my house for 2 days because it was like, hey guys, the vinyl's here. And I'm like, I can't open this without them present. That's not cool. So, Christopher gets there first. We pour ourselves a cocktail and Tom shows up. We open up the box and it is just excellent. So
it was pretty great to pull them out, to see the clear vinyl.
Yeah.
On that note, this is a classic Tom moment, Tom perspective of the event, where I had actually forgotten that we had agreed that they were going to be clear vinyl. So it was much to my surprise when it finally emerged from the sleeve and there was no black wax as I had been expecting, and I was like, oh, well, this is still equally amazing. And I think it turned out. I'm glad that was the call that we made, because I think it's suiting our kind of the feel of the band and the feel of these songs, and it's just going to be it's going to be great to share that with people once we actually do have the show later on next month.
Yeah.
And we popped it in when we opened it up. We popped it in just to listen to it, and I'll admit I had a moment of freak out where I was like, did I send the right track? Is it going to be mislabeled? Is Radar going to be labeled as What Time, and What Time going to be mislabeled?
Well, and it's like the way that the labels are too. One side is bright orange and one side is bright blue, which really pop on the clear vinyl.
Yeah.
But it's just like, moment of truth here. This better be the right side.
And it was.
Nailed it.
So,
Was it like Pulp Fiction? You know, when he opens that briefcase.
You open up the briefcase.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it was.
It's got a bit of a glow. You know, it's all instead of just one soul, it's all three of our souls contained in there, and probably a little bit of Ben Mazak too. Hey Ben,
my boy Ben.
Yep. What was so let's dive into the tunes, man. This is what so you recorded with Ben, you said?
Yeah, these songs actually came from the third sabbatical, super sabbatical, or fourth.
These were the fourth. These were so we do the Jesus Christ Super Sabbatical about once a year.
You know, if we're not relentlessly branding all of our actions, then what are we really doing?
Well, that's the best part of the name Jesus Christ Supercar is that we just take the car off all the time and just we have the Jesus Christ Super playlist on Spotify and you know the Jesus Christ Super cabin where we record. The Super Sabbatical is when we take 4 or 5 days and go out in the woods, usually in the snow somehow. And
the Jesus Christ Super Holy Hand Grenade.
Yeah. 1, 2, 5, 3, sir. 3. But we I shouldn't have done that. I'm embarrassed. I just quoted Monty Python on a podcast.
That's I'm a nerd. Okay. I'll allow it.
But
don't worry, we'll cut it out.
Oh, thanks, Jane.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah. But so no, go ahead, Christopher.
Yeah, so
we went out to
we went out to St.
I remember
James.
what I was going to say. The Super Sabbatical, we've done 4 of them, and we have silly nicknames for 2, 3, and 4. And I don't remember what 2 was. 3 was the Legend of Christo's Gold. 4 was a new toque. And then
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't either. But yeah, so you know, they're just we go out and goof off for 4 or 5 days in the snow and write songs.
It's probably I think I've always appreciated that that's a way that we kind of craft these songs because it gives us just the time and the ability to focus on what that kind of constitutes it and what we can do in real time and things that we might have to wait to add until we get to the studio. But yeah, I think it's a good way of kind of drawing the line for us where when we're here in St. Louis, we're usually just practicing for whatever the next step is, and then we get to have all that time when we go out of town to just concentrate on doing the best work that we can and writing some new stuff that we are also into as well.
Yeah, we don't really touch any of the songs that we've already written when we go out there. It's very much like we set up in the round, and we kind of have a second space with smaller amps and a MIDI keyboard, and that we really map stuff out and plan stuff. But Tom, you and I both totally stepped all over Christopher's toes because the original question was where these songs came about, and he started answering it.
No, these are all important facts that we need to recognize. So, yeah, so we went up to the cabin, recorded these tunes with all the factors mentioned previously. And, after we got done, we left there with, I think, 3 completed songs for the most part. And then we got back to St. Louis and we started working on setting them up for live performance, and then we actually decided we wanted to record 2 of them, and that's why we ended up doing Radar and What Time over at Native Sound with Ben Mazak. So that was in, I think, March, very beginning of March this year.
No, you know what? I was just thinking, because this was from Super Sabbatical 3, so it would have been 21.
You're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Either way, it was, March.
Get your sabbatical recollection straight, Colin.
But we recorded these ones in March.
Yeah, we recorded them this year. But go ahead, Christo.
Yeah, and, we spent a lot of time. It's always nice to do the sabbatical because we have there's always that, question of where is the last, brush stroke. For us, we leave on Sunday night. So we actually have a really good time to get the meat and bones of each song kind of put together. And then we go into the studio and we add so much other cool elements, whether it's Colin adding a synth track or some weird idea for some guitar harmony or just some weird noises of some sort. So it's always cool to have the meat and bones fleshed out, but then to have that creative freedom when we go in there to be able to add whatever we want, which is pretty cool. And Ben's super accommodating, and Ben is also great in that, he'll enter engineer mode and producer mode when we ask him, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? He's great at offering constructive feedback and really kind of crafting the best product that we've got, based on the material that we present. So it was a great, experience with him as kind of in production mode and engineer mode.
I think that we've been really lucky with Ben. I've been in a lot of bands where we've gone in the studio and that the engineer or the producer maybe doesn't hear what you're going for, or really, I don't want to say that people I've worked with before didn't get it, because sometimes it's also your performance, right? Sometimes it's just that you're not getting it across the way you want. But Ben has recorded, he did Post Madonna, our first EP. He did Turbo Diesel, our second EP. He did both of these songs. I mean, we're probably going to go back in the studio with him again in early 2023. But he just gets it. He genuinely
gets us for sure.
Yeah, and he genuinely, we'll craft like little demos in Christopher's basement that are really just to show the sort of map of the song before we go. It's just pre-production stuff, but we send those to him, and he gets, you can tell that he hears in his head how this is supposed to sound and how it's supposed to come across to the listener, like the end listener. And man, he just nails it every time. He is such a just genius behind the board. Especially with what we do because of all the pedals and amps and all that stuff.
I know I particularly appreciate, and I know we've talked about this before, is having someone who can say no, or having someone who can, there was, I remember one of the first times we went in there, he was like, no, that's not the tone we want. And he was absolutely right. Whether you agree or not, you at least work together to find, what ends up being the best product that you want.
Right.
And he's great at, listening to feedback too and contributing to the discussion.
I think something big with these two songs that he kind of thought about, and it just shows that he actually really thought about it before we went in there. Live I use these huge amps that are comically unwieldy.
They're bigger than you.
Yeah, no, the one is as tall as I am. And I'm not very tall, but the point stands. And, he and I had been talking before. He's like, here's what I want to do. I know you have all these like tiny vintage amps, and I do. I collect a lot of these old amps from the 60s and 70s. He's like, we might damage them, but how do you feel about using those instead and just pushing them to their limits instead of these big amps? Because we'll be able to control what we get out of them a little bit more. But he fixed like the problems with the bass tone on our other EPs like immediately by just suggesting that, like, because he knows, all right, here's how their records have gone already. Here's how they sound already. And how can we improve on that for, again, the end listener, that it comes out the way, not just we want it to come out, but that people can hear like the very sort of intentional nature of every decision on the record.
Yep, man.
Yeah, and then after we wrapped up in the studio with Ben, we sent it to Colin's buddy up in New York to have it mastered, who did another fantastic job.
DC, but yes.
Oh, DC, you're right. Yeah, did another fantastic job with the mastering, as he has over the past few tracks that we've sent his way. Yeah, it was from start to finish just smooth. It worked. Everybody loved everybody. Everybody got it. ELE.
Yeah.
Corn dogs, Jackie.
Well, let's drop in what time. This is, again, like I said, out there now on your streamers, and you can pick up a copy on vinyl December 17th at Old Rock House in St. Louis, Missouri. But what comes to mind around this particular tune? You guys, anything you can...
So
buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up is what it's one of the lines in it. But
Yeah.
A big thing with What Time, when we wrote this and its B-side, Radar, we were listening to, I was, and I kind of forced these guys to listen to a lot of, Northern Soul, a lot of stuff from the, Motown and stuff from the 60s and 70s. I guess some people would call it like mod. the big thing that we wanted to do was really play with groove, simplicity, and
sass
and vocals, and really use the vocals as just another instrument. So there's a lot of, on both of these songs, a lot of vocal interplay, a lot of cool harmonies, a lot of that kind of stuff. But lyrically, it's kind of, again, a little bit of a callback to that era where it's kind of, it's not like, I don't know how to put this. It's not like blatantly sexual, but it is at the same time blatantly sexual. But we wanted it to come across as kind of a little bit more of a macho satire kind of deal. And I think that's obvious. But, you know, I mean, the chorus is, "What time will you love me tonight?" It's a little silly, which I think a lot of that stuff tended to maybe not tended to, but occasionally was in that era. It's like almost like people to finally realize, like, wait, we can write songs about sex.
That's true.
I think that's almost kind of what we did. I don't know. Would you guys? Do you like that characterization? Do you have something you want to add?
I would not disagree at all.
I just say play the track, mate.
Yeah, this was a whole lot of fun, and gave it a spin on the way over here today, just to kind of get in the right mindset to talk with you guys, and it's just a good time, man. It's, you guys, I know
we ran into some complications, but you were trying to do a music video for this one.
Yes, it was a very ups and downs riddled adventure.
Yeah.
Such a bummer.
We've had internal discussions as to whether or not we'll be able to field the video at some point down the line. But the way that it transpired, it was there was just some tragedy that happened to come by. One of the track workers where we were going to shoot the video just had a horrible accident. So just out of respect for the people running the track, we just thought that it would be
sure.
The timing didn't really line up as much, and we'll see if there's something else that we can do over there further down the line. They're the nicest people over
Huge shout out to Tri-City.
Holy crap.
Huge shout
Everyone
out
at
to those
Tri-City is amazing.
Yeah, we got we really felt like we had the red carpet rolled out for us over there, and it was just because of us reaching out and like really wanted to make this happen. But sometimes things just come up, and it's unfortunate that it worked out the way it did, where we had to push it off because of weather initially, and then the accident. But I'm sure we'll find some way to collaborate with the folks over at Tri-City. So shout out to Tammy and all the folks up there. Hopefully we'll get something together one of these days.
Yeah.
The concept will live on. Will it be for this song?
It would have been such a nice pairing,
Yeah.
Just
It will it be for this song? That'll kind of, we'll see when we can shoot it again. It won't be, because of now it's cold and all that stuff. We can't really do it anymore for like through the end of the winter. So we'll keep a lookout for when we go shoot it, because it will happen. The concept will happen. It's just a matter of if we get to do it for what time or not. It might be for something else by then. So
well, you guys did do some video recently with you mentioned earlier recording with Lo-Fi. Bill Streeter and crew over there getting to be a part of that in the spring.
They absolutely crushed it.
Well, we were so excited to be a part of it, too. We were supposed to be a part of it in 2020, and then that got canceled. They didn't do it in 2021 because it was still kind of tough to make happen. And they brought us back into the fold for 2022, and we took over SoJeff Retro, the
one of the coolest shops in Cherokee,
the mid-century modern furniture shop down there, and created ourselves 3 separate living rooms and just had a blast shooting that day. That was for a song called French Girls. That is other than that, that's the only place you can hear it right now. And I guess at our shows too. But no, what an experience. They're all such fantastic people, and Tom and I went to the rap, or not the rap party, the release party for it at Off Broadway, which, shout out to all of our buddies at Off Broadway, but also just everyone at Lo-Fi put on. It was a great time. And all the videos that were shot that day were incredible too. So it's great. They're doing a really cool thing for the St. Louis music scene.
Yeah, I've been a part of a few, and just it's cool to see. It's a unique concept. To be able to film that much in one day, and also make non-traditional music venues like a furniture store into a set for this video and stuff and things like that, and put on a little performance, and so there's some really unique videos, and that's what's a lot of fun. So
absolutely, yeah. In that particular instance, we were definitely the beneficiaries of having so much cushioning and rugs and different items around for soundproofing. All the different backs of chairs and things like that. Just like absorbing all of those sound waves coming from Christo's guitar. And
I think we did specify if we do anything, it cannot be on the second floor of anywhere.
Yeah. Well, and we were also we're using all of our amps, so if
We will
you
not
can't
tone
put us in a
down.
tiny place.
But,
Like,
yeah.
so of course they put us in like the biggest storefront on the street.
Big shout out to the whole sound team though across the entire day
And video crew.
and
like,
of course
it was
video
just
crew as well,
an
but-
incredible experience. Everyone knew what they were doing. Everyone was super kind. Everyone was having a great time.
Well, and even the people at So Jeff Retro, we scoped it out a few days prior with Bill, but when we rolled up that day at about 2:00, our video wasn't shooting until 4:30 or 5. But they're like, well, we're not going to close, but you guys just move whatever you need to move. Like we for a minute there, we were just like furniture movers. Like we were just moving stuff all around the shop,
And they were
wherever
cool with
we could
it.
put it, so that we could build these 3 little separate living rooms, which it was just a blast.
Was that just like as far as the creative side of that, like you guys get to do whatever you want, kind of, you can.
I think it's a pretty. You're given the venue that you're going to be in,
Right.
and there's I would say that there's every reason to go ahead and scope it out, as we tried to do, where you go in there at and you have like the attack plan of like, okay, we're going to set up here, maybe we'll like do XYZ thing during the course of the video itself. I definitely know of a lot of people who have thrown like extra like performance elements into the lo-fi Cherokee videos as well. It's pretty much like you have the venue and the time slot, and then like what you do with it from there, that's up to you.
Yeah.
And I think a huge thing that I really appreciate, and I know you guys can as well, is to a certain extent, we're all control freaks in our own way.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go out outright and say Colin.
You can just say Colin's a control freak. That's okay.
But I think we
Or
all,
as with the band collectively wants to control the situation.
we do, because we found that every time we're in control, we feel more comfortable. We feel, I just feel safer when I have more control. I don't know if there's some, childhood anxiety thing that popped up, but
Interesting. Could you lean further back in your chair, Christopher?
Right.
Yeah.
We'll
get deep on this
get
one.
sideways on the therapy couch. No, but I just think having that control over the environment is huge. I think it really gives us the freedom to set up, what we want to do, where we are, how things sound. I'm still working on this one. Thank you, though. Colin's delivering beer here. But yeah, just having that control, I think that was great there. That was great at our previous release shows at Alpha Brewing Company that we had played.
Yeah.
Because we literally were in control of we created the venue with Alpha. We were in control of that environment. I feel more comfortable in those situations, and I think it really pays off in the long run when we, are able to have those parameters that we can control. So
well, and kind of branching off that too, even with this old Rock House show, John and Tony over there, they've really given us a lot of control about how the night's going to run and what's going to go down. And that's more so than I think other rooms have really ever given us. We've built a really cool relationship with them over the last year or so. Because they also really ran a lot of, like the majority of the 4th of July show that we played out in O'Fallon with Cheap Trick. And they, I think that they've really kind of just come to trust that we know what we're doing.
It's always nice when you have somebody that believes in what your capabilities are.
And we've had some incredible experiences with them over the past year. Like Colin said, the 4th of July show with Cheap Trick. We'd had our show with Chick. We had our show with L1011 recently.
Well, and even dating back to 2020 before the pandemic, we played that Art of Live
That's
fest
right.
there too.
With Steph Chura and Repeat. That was another
awesome.
incredible show too.
Yeah. We've never had anything but an amazing time there. The sound is incredible, and we're just, that's like one of the earliest load-ins of like a club show I'm ever going to do. We're loading in at like 2:00 that day.
But part of that is because of the change in our setup, which I know we've kind of alluded to earlier, but
yeah, that's right.
We are, switching it up now where it's not just the 3 of us, it's the 3 of us and, our tracks now. These extra guitar parts, synth parts that we had written in the studio, we have them with us. We're playing with our in-ears. We have so much control over what we hear and what we're pushing out now. Just, we've got 6 people on stage with us, but it's just the 3 of us.
It's a different animal for sure.
It is. And we've been rehearsing our butts off to get ready for it. Yeah,
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Like
Yeah.
2 times a week. At least.
3 times a week right now. And it's been outside of this week with the holiday, it's been Sunday, Monday, Wednesday every week.
That's right.
Over in Belleville.
So we're really just trying to pull out all the stops for this show, whether it's adding elements to our live performance, literally having a sassy, clear vinyl. We have some screen prints that were designed by Sleepy Kitty Arts that we should be getting here pretty soon.
That are also extremely sassy.
They are. I cannot wait to share them because they are Sleepy Kitty. They just nailed it. Nailed it.
We, for once in our lives, gave someone else free reign about our band, and I am so excited about what they came up with.
It's a rare occasion, and it paid off.
This is one that
Absolutely.
paid off for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have those for sale at the show too. So yeah, we're just trying to anything we can do to make this event as special as it can be. We're trying to do it. You know, it's really going to be a great time.
Yeah. I for one, appreciate all those various details, like, backing you guys on the, Kickstarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the, and getting the physical copy of Turbo Diesel and but like you're saying, having this physical representation of the art, whether it's the poster coming or the vinyl and stuff. I like that you guys, what you guys put into it, like all these little details like that. So, as a fan and a collector, I enjoy, having all these little things like that. So it'll be cool to take home a limited edition stuff.
When it comes to details too, I think a big thing that I've been really excited about this show that I've been working on is I found a bunch of old vintage car ads.
Oh, they've been incredible.
And from the 60s through the 80s, where I have gone in and like exactly matched the type and come up with like, the old school car ads where it's got like 3 paragraphs in tiny type of text on the bottom and all that stuff. So I've really everything I want to, and I think all 3 of us agree with it. It's just that we want to put so much attention on even the smallest details on everything that we do. We don't, I like to say we don't half-ass anything. We whole-ass everything.
It's true.
And yeah, so it's just it's fun. And when you do it that way and when you focus so much on the little details, you get even more excited about the end product. And I think everyone else gets more excited about the end product, So.
Yeah, man. You mentioning the tracks and you guys now on in-ears is who's controlling that? Is that
Tom?
Is that Tom or
controlling it or triggering it?
Yeah, it depends on how you would define that, but I would say that Christopher is the one with the control ultimately, because he has so kindly devoted his time to really getting the setup to hum along exactly the way that it should.
The spaceship that Christopher has created out of these cables and like all the just what he has set up so that I can hear not even just the tracks, but like the click and all of the house mix and everything all in my ears. Like, this is not what I was expecting this would be. Christopher's gone all out on it.
Well, just being able to hear your own vocals in real time, like exactly how it sounds with no distortion otherwise, it's just such an amazing tool to have at your disposal, because it allows you to be just that much more precise with delivery and just like the way that you're approaching like anything that you're singing, and yeah, it's gonna be exciting to have that kind of be something that we have as a part of our live interface.
Even our rehearsals have gotten not that our rehearsals have ever been bad or sloppy, but everything has just gotten so tight, like incredibly tight, because there are no deviations in tempo. We can hear ourselves with our harmonies.
Yeah, that's a big part of it too, is that we do a decent amount of 3-part harmony, especially in as our catalog has progressed. There's a lot of that where all 3 of us are singing at the same time. And I've gone back and watched videos of us before. We have a buddy who is lovingly referred to as Coach, that he comes to a lot of our shows and he films a lot of like significant parts of the set usually for us. And it's not that like we're never going to release these videos. It's all really for our own
like review.
Review.
You know?
It's like did this go over well? Did this like is this working? Is this not? Where do we need to change things? What's tight? What's not? Where do we need to focus when we practice? And but you'll listen and it's like occasionally like you can tell like maybe I'm flat or Tom's flat or Christopher's sharp or something. But man, with these being able to. Part of it's we can hear the vocals at practice now, which is
game
excellent.
changer.
But
with also soundproofing from the other very loud instruments.
Right. But it's just really the sort of just I know you just said game changer, but the game changer that this sort of augmentation to our set.
Game changer.
Thrust master. But I don't know. I think some people I've heard this in the past and. There has been more than one person who I've told them that we're moving into using tracks that has been like, kind of like, that's cheating. And no, it's not, number one. Number two, I swear to you that almost every band you see live is playing with some sort of backing tracks. You at least when you come to larger rooms.
Would you tell Picasso to sell his in-ears?
I would. No, I mean,
if it ultimately, if it makes everything like more refined, if it gives everybody the chance to like have like more like that they can access in of what they need in the monitor, I just I see more benefits to it ultimately than reasons not to.
Also, to those who call it cheating, we did that.
Yeah, I mean, we still played all of it and practiced to it and played to it in time. This is arguably harder. But there's this band, the Joy Formidable, that we that my old band in New Orleans opened for, and we would talk with them occasionally, and we went and. One night when we opened for them, we were talking to them about, because they're just a three-piece, bass, guitar, and drums, and all their recordings have just so many guitars, and their live sound is so full. I'm like, how are you doing that? And she's like, we play with tracks. And I'm like, and that was kind of back when I thought it was cheating. I have since really changed my mind, not just in talking with them about it, with bands who have had a whole lot more success than any band I've ever been in has. But I think that it's just, it's a way to just up your live game and make it like, some of the stuff we're able to add into this set now is stuff that I, we wrote the song to include, but we could never do live before.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be that much fuller, number one, but it's going to be a whole experience where, I mean, it's the songs the way we intended them without having to add another person or anything like that. So
we don't have room for more people because they'd inevitably need to bring more amps.
That's a good point.
Because there has to be more amps than people. And you need to have at least one more amp than you have. So we can't add more. And if we do, it has to be Colin or I.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point I'm going to have to start, especially now that we're playing to tracks.
We can have triggers for your bass drum coming from like an Ampeg 410 or something.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking more. We just program some drums, and then I finally get the guitar solo of my dreams. I stand up from the drum throne.
Yeah,
whip out a guitar from nowhere, like Ron Burgundy. I'm really not prepared.
Well, and that's I think one final thing about the tracks thing too. Is that I've told a couple people this and they're like, what are you guys going to do, like choreography? No, we are still going to be playing. Like there's not even a moment where anyone's miming anything anywhere. And I will say I used to be a touring musician. I was a hired gun for a couple of bands. And there was one band I played with where there was one song, he had a synthesizer that was not plugged into anything on the stage. And there was a part in the backing tracks where he was faking it. He was mimicking it. We're not doing that at any point here. This is all stuff these are embellishments that we've added, ways to make these songs just sound huge. And we're not trying to do this like dumb. I'm not even going to say lip syncing is dumb because it has its place. But we're not doing that.
Right.
We're not miming anything. We're not faking anything. We're just adding some extra toys to play with, right? So I think I feel like I'm like sitting here like defending it, but I'm just really
Colin, why so defensive about
really
the use of the tracks?
Well, I'm just really excited about it, and I'm just like voicing why I think genuinely this is what we've been planning this for like 2 years.
I think it ultimately just boils down to fuck the haters as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know what?
If they're out there and they've got their haterade, they're sipping on it, I say, fuck that.
Yeah,
fuck the haters.
I think Christopher vocalized it best, and it was immortalized on the back of one of his trading cards. But ain't no thing.
Forget about it. Ain't no thing, baby.
Ain't not one single thing.
But I'm not trying to be defensive about it. I'm just. My whole
just back the fuck off, people.
My whole thing is that I'm really excited about it, and I'm sort of pointing to why we're doing it and why we've planned on doing it for so long.
Yeah,
we thought we were going to have this. We thought we were going to have this ready a year ago, and in reality, the bar exam got in the way. But
oh, that's right. Colin's a lawyer now.
A lawyer.
That is true. But that's not that important to this podcast. It's been planned for a really long time, and we finally made it happen. So,
you mentioned lip syncing, and I just watched the Macy Day Thanksgiving parade, and there was some top notch lip syncing going on there. Some of them there was like the Pitch Perfect cast, and
the whole point of that movie is that they can sing.
Yeah.
On pitch perfectly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every time.
But they were like way over exaggerating like to it, and and it was making me crack up, just like they were singing Take On Me from Aha, and it was just like, but it was just so funny watching how much they were acting into it and stuff, and it was very obvious they were not singing live.
Mariah Carey had the goofiest Dr. Seuss Whoville dress on. I don't know if you saw it, but
was she already in Christmas mode?
She's been in Christmas mode.
I was going to say she's always in Christmas mode.
That's true.
Right.
She is, I think, unofficially now the Queen of Christmas.
Well, it is unofficially because she got her trademark application denied.
Oh, dang.
So
wait, she applied to be the Queen of Christmas?
She also applied for QOC, sorry, and 3 or 4 others that relate to being the Queen or the Christmas Princess or something like that, and all of them were denied. Every single one of them. But
we don't do kings and queens here in the USA.
I'll note about lip syncing, and I know I said that it has its place. I saw Lady Gaga at the Fox in 2010, and it was a very cool show. And you could tell, for the most part, she was singing the whole time. But she also had, in the backing tracks and being pumped out through the speakers, basically her recorded vocal. Mm-hmm. And she was effectively singing along. It was much lower in the mix, but you could tell it was there. And I don't get why people don't lip sync and they just do it that way. It's like, and maybe there's a point that if you're too far off key, then it's going to sound even worse. I know Lady Gaga can actually really, really sing. But it was, I think that there's a place for it, just not in what we're doing.
All right.
So
yeah. Can we play Radar?
Yeah, we can play Radar.
Yeah.
We'll allow it.
Yeah.
Let's drop this one in and give you a little early preview of this song, and what do we want to tell them about
It's
Radar?
a song about dancing.
Yeah.
There's this is actually really important to me that I say this in an actual podcast or publication.
So it's on the record.
Yes. I showed this song to my brother down in New Orleans.
We love you so much, Sam. I want to give you a big hug and a kiss right now.
And he was always in bands with me down there.
That was Shane, not me, by the way.
We're twins. And I sent it to him, and I was really excited because I loved how the recording had come out. And I mean, it wasn't mastered yet, but I was
Still
just really
ruled.
excited about it. And the previous demos of it I'd sent to him, the vocals were kind of low. He wouldn't be able to really tell what they said. And he texted me back about 3 minutes later, once the song's over or so. He's like, I like it, but it appears to simply be about dancing. And that is, quote, exactly how he said it.
In fact,
it appears to simply be about, because apparently we're in 1800s Victorian England. But...
Take your time to sway. Honest, let the record show, baby, that you're flawless. I'll dance the night away if you go ahead and dance with me. Come on, moves like that, so fast on your feet. No contest about it. Dance like you're making the time. Dance for you and me, dancing for a feeling fine. Dance like you're making the top of the radar. Dance away like the night you were made for. Dance like you're making the top of the radar.
And
the swaying of the hips, the moving of the legs and arms.
The problem with him sort of saying that in a slightly derogatory way is that it is simply about dancing.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
It's an uplifting, positively.
It's one of the first positive happy songs we've actually kind of.
I don't think that's true. Nights is happy. Well, maybe the lyrics aren't, but Nights is happy.
Nights
it's major
seems
key.
like it's happy.
But
it's kind of in a similar vein to Nights, though, because it's a primarily Tom-led vocal, and also
good,
a synthesizer track, which I think that's a common trend for us because when it's just like it's a different animal when Colin's playing the synthesizer versus the bass. So,
Tom, why don't you give a little bit of your perspective on it though? Because I think you wrote the lyrics really on this one, and I think this is really a Tom song, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely label it as such. This one, when I was writing it, we definitely had set out to try to write one that would be a kind of catchy tune that also had potentially like kind of like an all ages almost appeal, where it's like just trying to encourage people to be themselves and have fun, and just let the music take you away where you're moving. So it's a pretty simple agenda that I hope comes through in the recording.
Yeah, man. Well, let's listen to Radar side B of the brand new Jesus Christ Supercar vinyl. Again, tickets are readily available right now while supplies remain for the Old Rock House show, December 17th in St. Louis, Missouri. And you can find those at oldrockhousestl.com, I believe is the site, or maybe or something like that.
I'm gonna fact check
or maybe it's just oldrockhouse.com.
We're getting a live fact check.
I know
on
all
the
their
situation.
socials are Old Rock House STL, but now I'm thinking it's just oldrockhouse.com.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, oldrockhouse.com. That is correct.
There it is. So snag those tickets and come dance with us down there, man. It's going to be a fun night.
Heck yeah.
And again, you can find Jesus Christ Supercar on your socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're at Jesus Christ Supercar, one word, lowercase, on Facebook and Instagram. And Twitter is at JC Supercar STL.
Yeah.
I think there's some jerk that won't sell me JC Supercar on Twitter, and I have begged him for 2 or 3 years because he does not use the account. I'm like, just give it to me.
Just look for the denim jackets. That's us.
Yeah, but you can find us on there pretty easily too.
Yeah, man. And all the other tunes are on all your streamers, and you can find we got CD copies of.
We've got Turbo Diesel on CD.
So you can grab that
you
at
can
shows
grab
too.
those from us at shows. They're up on Bandcamp if you want us to ship you one if you're not in the area. But come grab one at a show.
Hot supercar tunes in your area.
Because odds are too, if you come to a show, we'll just give you one. So
It's true.
All right. I got a couple questions I wanted to get your guys' take on, and so I saw some debating online. I know we just had Thanksgiving here, and but do you guys are you guys I saw some people debating sides, like on like to the best and the worst Thanksgiving sides.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys opinionated on these or not? Or
I'm fairly opiniinated on pretty much everything.
I would say on about what, Colin?
What you don't say. I'd say that I'm gonna go with as far as stuffing goes, I want the stuffing that's been in the turkey.
I was gonna say you want stuffing, not dressing.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
And also, on top of that, I'm always gonna go for a dark meat over white meat.
Oh, I'm a dark.
Well, we're
meat.
talking sides right now, though.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And I was getting ahead of the conversation. I'm gonna give a hard pass to cranberries.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, well, not the cranberries in general, but the canned, the
sauce,
whole deal.
yeah.
Okay, but if you
Cranberry
make the
sauce.
hand like the actual cranberry sauce out of fresh cranberries, are you in? Are you in on that, or just
I would say, have you?
I'm
had
gonna
Kim McKay
approach it with
cranberries?
skepticism.
okay?
Just I'm not just the fact that it's cylindrical and it just always creeps me out. Mashed potatoes, however, every single time,
Oh, I just
absolutely,
want to
I'm
dive
there.
on in. Dive on into those mashed potatoes.
Douse it absolutely in tons of gravy.
Oh, see, I'm not huge on the gravy. I'll go for a little bit, mostly on the
wrong?
turkey.
I'm a gravy robber. I'm officially signed up for the gravy.
You can have my extra because I only want one.
Gravy.
I want a half ladle on my plate. That's all I need.
Okay, so what I'm understanding though is for Tom, the number one side is the stuffing that was inside the turkey.
like that's are we doing like a ranked system? I thought we were just.
I mean,
kinda,
just like what's the best one and the worst one?
Yeah, best
What
one.
would you
best
What would
one?
you be upset to
Hold on.
not
Now
have?
that does change the game significantly, because I would just because of the gravy factor alone, I'm gonna go with mashed potatoes because of the gravy factor.
But you can
And
put
it's so
gravy on
hearty.
stuffing too.
You can put, so is gravy your favorite side?
You got me. No, I think I'm putting the gravy above all else. Gravy is what I need.
So gravy is your number one side.
Yeah, I just want to eat only gravy.
Hold on, gravy's not a side; it's a sauce.
It's a side if you put it on everything.
That's your
Cranberry
opinion.
sauce is kind of a sauce and a side, though.
That's fair. You got me there.
But I will say, last night I think it kind of hit me when we were packing up leftovers to go because I had round 2 last night. We got home and I asked my wife. I was like, "Did we get mashed potatoes?" And she said no, and it really hit me hard. So I think that to me says mashed potatoes were the side that I was most upset to not have. Those are the ones I like the most.
Yep.
What's your least favorite?
I could go either way in the cranberry situation.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you just said
Ooh.
it's a sauce.
Time
Like
out. Time
either
out.
it's your most
corn.
favorite or your
Do you
least
guys have
favorite?
corn as a side on Thanksgiving?
Corn is not.
We do
good
when
on-
I'm in southern Missouri. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of corn.
Yeah.
Corn's very low in my
I could
book.
do without corn. I feel like corn is best like included with some like other.
Now, are you
type
guys
of
mac
dish.
and cheese families?
Yes.
See, my family's never had mac and cheese on Thanksgiving.
Oh, my mom makes one that she does like the whole roux with like 6 different cheeses and everything, and then bakes it for like 4
Kim
hours.
rules.
Bacon and stuff on top of it.
That's the way to do it.
It's not
So-
like a. Oh yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, okay. So, firstly, the best side on Thanksgiving is stuffing, regardless of whether it's been stuffed in the turkey or if it's dressing. I understand there's like a difference there, but they're
I'll
the
go to
same
town on
thing.
both.
It's just where they were cooked, right? However, you got to draw the line on cornbread stuffing because it has to be like the regular just bread stuffing.
I would
Cornbread
agree with
stuffing
that.
is not as good.
I would
right?
agree with that.
It's too thick. It's not as delicious.
A little grainy.
Yeah, it's grainy. Yeah. So that is absolutely the best one. Absolute worst is green bean casserole. I will not be taking any questions at this time.
So later on this week, there's going to be a fight between my wife and Colin because that's her favorite side.
I said I'm not taking any questions.
No, that wasn't a question. It was a statement of fact. You're fighting my wife next time she comes over.
I have been seeing a lot of hate for the GBC. I don't know. It's not my favorite, and it's not number one, but I will definitely have some. I will
put a
definitely
scoop on the
partake.
plate.
Yeah.
I think the reason that, kind of in the same vein that Christopher was just saying that he came to the conclusion mashed potatoes are his favorite, is when I was living in New Orleans, they don't really do stuffing or dressing. Like they do different things like a shrimp mirliton or whatever.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, that stuff's delicious. But I lived down there for 9 years, and I went to Thanksgiving down there for 6 of those 9 years with other people down there, and only once was there stuffing, and that's because I brought it. like
Was it the White Castle stuffing?
it
too?
was the White Castle stuffing.
Classic.
I did make the White Castle stuffing.
That's awesome.
Which, whether or not anyone likes White Castles that is listening to this, I defy you to try the White Castle stuffing and tell me it's not delicious.
your
Because it
Tums.
doesn't even taste like White Castles once you've put the chicken stock and the sage and the celery and all the other stuff in it. It's just stuffing that makes it too. So
Yeah, take your Tums, take your Gas X, your Beano, what have you.
Yep. All right. And got a couple others. I've been seeing a lot of debating on the sides, and I just wanted to get your supercar take on
Happy
it.
to comment.
Yeah. All right. What about some of the? I might have asked you guys some of this in the past episodes, but maybe it's changed today. But what would be like a dream duet or collaboration for the group? Is there?
I would love to
Mark Ronson.
Mark Ronson, or I was going to say Mikey Schumann.
yeah, getting Mark Ronson to produce something that we did would be incredible. It's actually kind of funny you just said that because I was going to say Q-Tip. Like have Q-Tip rap over something, and a real surefire way to get Q-Tip on your song is if Mark Ronson is
That is
producing
true.
it, because they work together all the time. That would be really cool. If it comes to less of a rap verse, I don't know. Coming back to the production thing, and Ben, we love you to death, but if we could afford Mark Ronson, I would call Mark Ronson. But I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it'd be Michael Schumann. He's played bass for Queens of the Stone Age. He does Mini Mansions. He's got his own project, Glue, right now. He's done a lot of different things. I just really appreciate his production and writing style. For me, that's kind of where I'm at.
I think a remix from JFK of Death from Above and Mastercraft, the stuff that he's done has been really cool. On that note, we will have a remix of What Time coming out in the new year by an artist that I cannot disclose currently, but it's going to be
Hold on to your butts.
Very, very cool. Hold on to your butts. So, what about you, Tom?
Samuel L. Jackson. There it is.
Oh, besides
Samuel L. Jackson?
Mark Ronson, all the ones listed above. I don't know. I think one of these days, if we could wrangle down Bootsy Collins to, sit in for Colin, just
I would accept that.
Yeah, just throwing a real nasty little bass line there, and Colin could play synth on that track. That
would be really interesting because Bootsy plays nothing like Colin.
Yeah,
it would be cool because I think Bootsy could play to the style of Colin, but I think Colin's
he's a
bass
fingerstyle guy.
Yeah, I think Colin's bass playing is such a core tenet of the band. That'd be a really interesting thing to hear because that would vastly change things up.
We'd get so funky so fast.
That would be weird. Yeah. I could fuck on that.
I can and I will.
Yeah, I could fuck on that, Christopher.
That's right. You heard me.
Yeah,
you heard me straight from the Thrustmaster.
It's been a pleasure doing. It's been a pleasure doing business on
you.
Yeah.
What if there was something you guys could get in the Guinness Book of World Records for? What do you think it might be?
Most amps.
Most amp to person in band ratio. I think we're all in agreement on this one.
That was a pretty like I don't think we skipped a beat.
And see, here's the thing: is when we say most amps, when you see like large stadium acts, a lot of the times they are playing one channel through like 10 amps. Colin and I each have different amps, but we also have
stereo rigs.
They're full stereo rigs, so it's kind of like I'm playing two different guitar setups and Colin's playing two different bass setups. So you can't just put 20 amps on a stage and say you got the most.
Yeah.
Most designated channel amped band.
Yeah.
That's
a very particular record that I think is much more achievable.
We can make it happen. Absolutely.
We'll have to look into that.
Do you guys remember in high school when that dude broke that record at lunchtime for holding the most eggs in his hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 15 eggs in his hand. I wonder if he still holds that record. I don't remember his name. I just remember it happening.
Did he get a plaque and everything?
I don't know. Maybe it was just a fever dream, but I'm pretty sure it happened.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. You mentioned it, and I said initially, but I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it happened.
Sound like something that I recall.
Christopher, I think.
I feel like James Pfister was involved. I'll shoot him a message and see if he remembers.
Do you remember somebody holding 15 eggs at lunchtime?
Random question.
Sophomore year.
Or was I really sick and hallucinating?
Other Guinness World Records. I don't know. The amp one is probably the most important to me.
Longest sit in a Thrustmaster. I think I'm doing pretty good on that record right now.
And you're not even out on the road yet. Once we spin you around and
forget about it,
plugged in, you'll just be in there for days. We'll be able to get you out.
That's right.
Yep. All right. What about we get some Jesus Christ Supercar action figures? What would you guys like to see as your 3 accessories to go with your action figures?
Music related or non-music related?
It can be anything.
Okay. Non-music related, I would choose an Indiana Jones whip. Music related, I would probably choose a Vibra Slap.
You need one more. He said three. He said
Well, no,
three.
I'm picking mine. Now you each get to pick your own.
No, you have to pick three though.
I have to pick 3 for the band, or I get to
No,
pick
for
my
yourself.
one.
You-
of
Like
3?
in the
For you, Christopher, you
in the
get three.
packaging, it
Okay.
comes with
3 accessories.
So Indiana Jones whip.
Is Kung Fu grip an accessory?
That's a feature.
That's a feature. Okay.
That would come standard.
yeah, yeah.
Indiana Jones whip, lightsaber, and then Lightning McQueen car.
No vibra slap.
Now, musically, Vibra Slap, 1 XLR cable, and
Well, now we got more than 3.
a drum throne. So if I had to pick 3 non-music and 3 music,
Why do you get the drum throne?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's mine.
don't worry about it. Better to have it, not need it. What would your 3 music and non-music be?
Well, the first thing that came to mind,
Coors Light.
I was gonna say a beer in hand of some kind would probably be a fitting prop. Also, if my action figure had some kind of rig, where it could, well, yeah, just like it would have a doobie, you know. And then on top of that, it would. I don't know. It's a tough call, but it would probably have to be a tennis racket.
Beer, doobie, tennis racket for non-musical items.
Yeah. What's that?
For your non-musical items.
You created the stipulation. I'm going with just the initial 3 things. Right. Yeah. So give me a beer, a joint, and a tennis racket. And
that's all
fend
Tom
off
needs
the
in
world.
life.
All right.
Yeah.
The Colin one would be 3 different pieces of headgear. One would be mirrored sunglasses. The other would be the disco ball helmet.
Solid.
Oh yeah. That
And-
should be standard fare though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, no, but it's an accessory, and you had to name it as one of your accessories. So,
Jeez.
and the third one would be a powdered wig, like what they wear in court in England.
Could you wear that to work?
Theoretically, would I?
You could.
There's nothing on the books that says I can't.
Fair enough.
Should I?
Not specified in the dress code.
I think Colin in 18th century getup is an avenue that we should explore further. 18th century supercar.
So yeah, just standard action figure attire. That would be you. I'd have the He-Man look, and Tom would have a
beer and a joint,
beer and a
a
joint.
tennis racket.
There you go.
Even in
What would your
18th
outfit
century.
be?
Oh,
in the 18th
He's
century.
Shaggy.
Oh, Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Yeah, he's a green T-shirt and
There you go.
And what, purple pants? Is that
He's got brown pants.
He's got brown
Yeah,
pants?
he's brown
Brown
pants
bell-bottoms.
wearer.
A brown pants wearer?
Yeah.
I think that's the name of the next record, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the next EP.
Yeah.
The album cover is just a bathroom door.
You had to bring the potty humor.
Whole
into it,
new
didn't you?
meaning.
Well, coming to Target shelves near you. We'll have the Jesus Christ Supercar box set coming soon.
QVC too.
Yeah. Well, guys, this has been a ton of fun. I've had a lot of laughs here today with you today, and it's always great catching up. Again, grab your tickets. Join us December 17th at Old Rock House and celebrate some brand new music from Jesus Christ Supercar. Pick up a copy of the limited edition vinyl, clear wax vinyl. Take that home with you. And again, we got Blinded by Stereo and Cave Radio joining us there, and it's going to be a fun night.
It really is. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Shane, big thank you.
Good to see you, bud.
As always, just wanted to, have it out there. Appreciate what you do. And, all the dedication to the scene is always, it's always top of the pops. So
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, it's always it's fun to have these chats and catch up. Hopefully we don't make it 2 years again, but we'll hopefully get together soon and talk about some more new music coming from you guys and everything else. So, but
cool.
But yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Shane.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
peace.